Boxing is a sport that continues to give, and the new prospects that join the sport all the time give just as much. The entry of more and more talented prospects prove that boxing is here to stay and that the next generation is here to take it into the future. Today, we have such a matchup, featuring strong prospects from the United States and Brazil. The dynamic and flashy Ashton Sylve goes up against the tough, tumbling Estivan Falcao. Both of these kids are just as determined as the older guys to claim what they've come to claim, and nothing's going to stop them. Snoop Dogg's favorite. Ashton Sylve was born on January 28, 2004 in Long Beach, California. He developed an interest in boxing at a young age and started boxing when he was just 7 years old. Ashton was quickly found to have been naturally gifted. He was exposed to an athletic environment from a very tender age, and as it happens with kids growing up in Long Beach sometimes, he had his first fight at the age of 6. His father, Estivan Sylve, took it upon himself to train his son and make boxing his one true passion. This took place at the Jackrabbit Boxing Gym, which by itself has become one of the most popular boxing gyms in the Long Beach area. Estivan Sylve has stated thus, "We take pride in our work, and we do things properly. Ashton and anyone that steps into the gym give everything they have whenever they come here, and win purposefully." For the son himself, the path to finding himself in boxing took a bit of time, as boxing was not his first love. "My dad finally took me to the gym and I tried that out, and everybody in the gym saw the potential I had," he explained. "My dad wanted me to stick with it. When I was 13, 14, I didn't want to box. I just stuck with it because I was fairly good at it. When I was 15, 16, I could see what I could do for myself. That's where the love for it came." He participated in 110 fights, winning 10 national titles and 2 International Boxing Cup victories. He achieved over 100 wins during his amateur career. By the time he was 15 years old, he had already become an 8-time USA national champion. He gained recognition with a spectacular win in Dublin, Ireland at an international competition in July of 2017, which is where he derives his current internet fame from. Ashton Sylve had a remarkable amateur boxing career. At the age of 16, Sylve decided to turn professional, believing he had accomplished all he could in the amateur ranks. This decision was undoubtedly monumental, as boxers transitioning from amateur to pro start their pro careers at a much more advanced age. Of course, he couldn't compete professionally in California due to the age limit, so he found himself in Mexico. His time in Mexico was punctuated by being backed by none other than Snoop Dogg, who had crafted his own fame in the 90s, being from the Long Beach area. It was during this time that a clip of him training caught the eye of none other than Floyd Mayweather himself, and he was invited to Mayweather's gym for training. "And the one I've always watched on tapes is Floyd Mayweather," said Sylve. So to meet him and be invited to his gym to train and to be a part of his experience, that opened my eyes to the dedication it takes to be a successful fighter. I'm training hard to do just that. I want to be a world champion in several weight classes for sure. Being a fan of Mayweather, you can start to guess where exactly the flashy mastery is inspired from. This is why he's known as H2O, as water is free-flowing and adaptable, just like himself. He marked his return to the United States with a promotion contract with Jake Paul's Most Valuable Prospects brand. On May 21, 2022, he won against Giovanni Gutierrez by first-round knockout. His most impressive victory, showcasing the best of his skills, was against Braulio Rodriguez on October 29th of the same year. Throughout the year 2023, he scored a further 2 impressive victories, shoring up his undefeated professional record. His professional career continues to progress, and he's fast become one of the most well-received and favored young prospects. The new Brazilian hope. Estivan Falcao was born in São Mateus in the state of Espírito Santo, Brazil. Although he currently resides in Guarulhos, state of São Paulo, Brazil, adequate information about his childhood, his early life, and exactly how he came to be a boxer are all details that are missing from the internet. We know that he comes from a family reasonably invested in sports and boxing, as he's the younger brother of 2012 Olympic silver medalist and current active middleweight boxer Estivan Falcao and lightweight boxer Yamaguchi Falcao. Therefore, he followed his older brothers into the sport. What is also undisputed is the fact that his boxing career started in 2017 with a knockout victory over fellow Brazilian Giovanni Rodriguez de Souza. This was at the age of 20, following what must have been an intense amateur period all over Brazil, as he also probably took the time to complete his education. He stayed within the Brazilian professional boxing scene for a while in order to make his bones. This period lasted until 2021, when he went to the United States to compete. His first 2 matches in the United States were unfortunately stinging losses to Nahir Albright and Jeremy Hill. Albright's relentless pressure proved to be too much for Estivan Falcao to handle, but Falcao quickly got himself back on track by defeating the then 18-0 Demel Dahu and James Bernardin in short order. These were TKO and unanimous decision victories, respectively. As of now, he's had a professional boxing record of 13 wins and 2 losses, with 7 wins by knockout. Falcao has never been stopped through 6 years as a pro. Being in the United States is a decision that is bound to take him quite the distance in professional boxing if he sticks to it. After all, his older brother Yamaguchi Falcao was signed on by Golden Boy Promotions. While we don't have much to go on with Estivan's own words in any English language interview, his fight against Ashton Sylve is likely to be one that proves whether he has to wait another few years for his career to truly take off. Fighters compared. Estivan Falcao settles himself in a traditional boxing style that lacks much in the way of flash or impressive techniques. He's all about the basics and is gearing towards a total mastery of these very basics. But throughout his fights, he's displayed excellent conditioning and resilience. He also carries himself all the way with his infinite pool of stamina. He can also be described as somewhat of a power puncher. Indeed, he's been developing more and more strength in his hands with each passing fight. Many of his victories have been impressive knockouts, leaving his opponents reeling from his attacks. It will be interesting to see where his style goes from this point onwards. Whether or not he'll succeed in the professional brackets may ultimately depend on how adaptable he is. Ashton Sylve, on the other hand, is all about flashy style and the limelight. Of course, this is the reason behind his relative popularity and large social media presence compared to Estivan Falcao. He's full of energy and has repeatedly shown himself to be able to tactically outmaneuver his opponents in order to make way for the knockout landing punch. This was best seen in his high-profile knockout win over Braulio Rodriguez. Undoubtedly, Sylve's style has earned him many fans, and he has a high knockout percentage with 9 KOs in 10 fights. From an objective point of view, as Sylve remains undefeated in his career with a 90% knockout rate compared to Falcao losing to Nahir Albright and Jeremy Hill, it appears that Sylve's technical mastery, along with his better defensive skills, would carry him the day. Still, he can't afford to underestimate Falcao's determination and resilience, with 2024 being the second year of his career progression within the United States. He knows that he has it within himself to be the next big boxing star from Brazil, and he won't give himself up so easily. But what do you think? Will California's young superstar take the win home? Or will the Brazilian make his mark? Which of the young bloods will win? Leave us a like and subscribe. We'll see you again when the dust settles on the canvas.